Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on a side story of Nanatsu no Taizai, and this right here is related to Gother, the sin of lust. Now, this side story, I've seen a lot of side stories in Taizai, and we all know that every side story related to the 7 deadly sins always has its origins and backgrounds, etc. And to see this one about Gother, my dear lord, it's pretty surprising, and it actually struck my own heart and so forth, you know? So if anything else, let's go. Let's just get this started. Okay, we have to it at the beginning of the chapter, we have to it that it plays a narration of what happened to Gother himself, you know? We get to know that he lost his memories, his feelings, everything, and I mean everything about him because the self-inflictment of his own commandment, you know? That kind of thing. We do see a scene where Gother does wake up and gets greeted by a woman. He was scared at first. Like, he was like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? You know, that kind of thing. And we have to it that Gother does meet a girl and her name is Nadja, surprisingly. Her name is Nadja. And surprisingly, what's revealing more is that this is actually Denzel's along with Batra's sister. And we get to see that Gother spent a lot of time with her. But before I get to the scenes where he spent his time with her, let me get into a scene where Gother remembers and sees the Fairy King's forest, you know? And ends up seeing the dead body of the real Gother himself. And that, of course, is his real body, surprisingly. So it looks like to me the real Gother died beforehand when possibly Gother the dog got his memories or something like that, the commandment inflicted on him, you know, that kind of thing. We get to know that Gother, the real one, gives a gift to the Gother the doll. And he says, like, I want you to fulfill a wish where I was unable to fulfill myself, you know, or for him or for you. I don't know which one was it, but one thing was sure that his last words to the Gother doll, or Gother the doll if you want to say it, is that I want you to fulfill a wish that you are looking for or I was looking for. Of course, Nadja ends up meeting him somehow, which I don't know how she managed to find him so easily the next day, etc. We get to know Gother is really worried because he says like you are gonna go away soon, you know, that kind of thing. You are the one that's gonna go away. And Nadja does not understand, and she does see him cry a lot, and therefore he explains to Nadja that he's not some ordinary human being, you know, he's actually a doll, and he ends up ripping open his chest where his heart is, and it actually shows a magic heart or an artificial heart, whatever you want to call it. But somehow Nadja ends up fainting and ends up like him falling down, knocking out. Eventually, she does get back to the Castle Leones, you know, thanks to the help of Gother, of course, obviously, I think so. And eventually, you know, Gother does spend a lot of time with her, you know, like going out, you know, hanging out, dancing, caring for each other. But what makes it more ugly later right now, like what's shown during the chapter is that, like, Nadja is actually dying. Like, literally, something, like, some kind of disease, I don't know what the case may be, but she died at a young age in this side story of Gother. And this explains what really freaking happened later on. I mean, like, what happened after spending so much time with her, showing her his powers, acting out scenes from books or acts, you know, that kind of thing. He ends up realizing that she's going away, you know, and that is when Batra does hint out where he tells Gother, like, please spend more time with my sister. She smiles, I had a vision, she smiles happily. This signifies that she was actually dying or something. Possibly. But at first, you know, we all know every 7 deadly sins or every sin has its origins of why they are, how am I supposed to say it, have their sin given to them. And of course, like, I do see a scene where Gother is really concerned about Nadja, and they end up talking to each other, and they actually end up kissing. But you know what makes it very ugly and worse right now for like for Gother is that after that kiss and her thinking of spending her final moments with Gother was the happiest of her life, she smiles in a happy death. And Gother, on the other hand, when she told Gother that your heart and mine are the same, we're like one. Gother tries to make a decision, a very crazy decision, to rip out his own heart and replace it with Nadja's, but that didn't work. The guards ends up hearing a certain scream or heard some kind of bad noise and ends up seeing Gother on top of her bloody, and they took it as a fact, and they took it to a point where Gother is the one that how am I supposed to say it, that killed her over lust, and you're doing vile acts to the princess and you're sentenced to immolation. And we get to see the last page where Gother, on the other hand, did not like the fact that his heart, having a heart this badly really hurts a lot. And I don't want to remember anything like that again, and I don't need one, And that's why I want to be a plain doll. So this shows that how Gother got a sin, and even though Batra knows all about it, he knows Gother didn't do it. I'm pretty sure he does. Even if he really did do it, that Batra is thinking, Gother will never be that kind of person who would actually do it. But Dezo, on the other hand, was unconvinced and wanted to kill him at first, but Batra stopped him. So, we get to see how Gother got a sin. He was, how am I supposed to say it? Misaccused if anything, of attacking the princess with pure lust and get sentenced to immolation. And he was given the goat, because the animal goat, because Nadja says she found Gother as a baby goat, which is really, really funny, which I go so I guess they decided to put goat sin on him because he was called a goat in a certain way, So it looks like to me this shows what happened to Gother himself and why he is right now, especially in present time in the Taizai universe. It's because he went through so much pain. He lost his father, which is Gother. He does tell that to Nadja, how he lost his father and was told to do a final wish and told her everything about him, And then he ends up losing Nadja, his love, or his first love, and so forth. And ripping out his own heart and trying to replace it with Nadja's and tries to save her, but it doesn't work that way. And he later on gets accused for killing the princess, which he never did. She died by natural causes, which is some kind of disease, which I do not know what disease she died by. But one thing was sure, she did die at a young age, and she never witnessed to have a happier moment with Gother. But she did smile at the end for spending her final moments with Gother, possibly being drawn to him and being in love. So it shows why he is today, because he does not want to experience that kind of pain, losing someone. He already lost his father, Gother, who created him, and then he ends up losing Nadja. And in life right now, especially all of us related, we don't want to lose anyone. We don't want to see anyone die. That is the fact. But that is life. There's no way we could avoid that. Death is inevitable. It's always a path that everyone has to take. Whether by natural cause, whether by war, it's always going to be there no matter what. So I could see why he threw away his heart and never got it back, and why he ripped it out and tried to replace it with Nadja, and why he threw away his heart, because he doesn't want to experience that pain again. So this shows that Gother actually did have a personality. It's just he doesn't want to experience that kind of pain anymore because he lost his father and he lost his first love. And his first love died at a young age. We don't know how Gother's father died, but we will find out soon enough. So, yeah, pretty devastating if you ask me. Although, I'm pretty sure all of us seen a lot more devastating, tragic stories, and of course, tragic stories is somewhat related to almost any other character of why they are today, why they're acting so cold, why they're acting like this. It's always going to be like that for everybody. So if anything else, I thought it was a cool side story. Let me know what you guys thought, okay? Until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So, alright? I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!